For this standard, we will consider level 1 to be the use of the product property, level 2 to be the use of the power property, level 3 will be when we combine those properties together and add coefficients, and then level 4 will be just like what we did in our first standard, where we had to find the value of x that made the statement true. Now, before we get into this property, let's think about the 4 operations that we have. That's addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And if you wanted to make a number bigger, the 2 operations that you would use would be multiplication and addition. Out of those 2 operations, the one that's the most impactful, meaning the one that will make the number bigger faster, would be multiplication. And the one that's least impactful would be addition. Now, if we look at this product property, we have to ask ourselves, how did they use the numbers 5 and 3 to get to 8? And the answer is that they added those 2 exponents together. So the product property goes by saying that we add the exponents whenever we are multiplying the bases. So we have to remember that if we want to make a number bigger, we use multiplication and we use addition. And if we order that from most impactful to least impactful, it can help us remember our properties. So the most impactful would be multiplication. And the least impactful would be addition. So when we multiply the bases, we add the exponents. Let's take a look at this example. Down in level 1, we are asked to simplify the following expressions. I notice that I have 2 bases here and they're being multiplied. So that means that their exponents, 2 and 4, will be added together. So we have x to the 6th power. Now, I know that properties can help save us time because they're rules that are easy to follow. But if we forget along the way what any of these properties are, we can always write out the variables in order to find our rule again. So if we think x squared is really just x times x, and x to the 4th would be x times x times x times x, and we are now multiplying x squared times x to the 4th, we can figure out our rule again by writing it all out. I have 6 total x's multiplied together, which I know is x to the 6th. So that must mean that when I have a base times a base, I add the exponents together. I call this kind of when in doubt, write it out. Of course, your property will be faster, but if you forget your property, you can still get the correct answer and remind yourself what the property was. So in this example, I have a variable times another variable. So I'm going to add the exponents. 7 plus 6. So I have y to the 13th. Z to the 8th times z to the 3rd. I'm going to add the exponents. So it gives me z to the 11th. W. I have W to the 5th and W to the 11th. We're multiplying these bases, so we will add the exponents. And I get W to the 16th.